secret on how to get more chicks. Put a little Medina in your glass and the girl will come real quick. It's better than any alcohol or aphrodisiac. A couple of sips of this love potion and she'll be on your lap. So I gave some to my dog when he began to beg. And then he licked his bowl and he looked at me and did a wild thing on my leg. He used to scratch and bite me before he was much meaner. But now all the food is rushed at my house for the funky cold Medina.
What up? Jomboy and Jake Radio, January 10th. Funky Cold Medina is our drinking song for Drinking Thursdays, made in 1989. I don't know if Baby It's Cold Outside is banned from the radio. I don't understand what those people would do if they even heard Funky Cold Medina. I don't know what they'd do with themselves.
Might throw them Funky Cold Medina.
Well, Jake, a Funky Cold Medina is it is when I find it, I will find it, and I'm about to find it. It's better than any alcohol or aphrodisiac. A couple sips of this love potion and she'll be on your lap. So it's a love potion.
Okay.
Makes the girl want to be in love with you.
It can't be a guy?
Oh, wow. That's a great leading question. You want to hear the second verse?
Sure.
I went up to this girl. She said, hi,
My name is Sheena.
I thought she would get to go with a little funky cold Medina. She said, I would like that drink. I said, I'll go get it. And then a couple of sips, she go lick the lips, and I knew that she was with it. So I took her to my crib, and everything went well as planned. And when she got her dressed with a big old man, Sheena was a man. So I threw her mouth. I don't fool around with an Oscar Mayer wiener. You must be sure that your girl is pure for the funky cold Medina.
Sheena was a man. So I threw him out. I don't fool around with no Oscar Mayer wiener. So yeah, does Funky Cold Medina work on men? You bet.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't see why it's a bad song. Like that sounds like a 2019 song.
Have you not heard Funky Cold Medina before?
I mean, I've heard it, dude. You think I know the lyrics to Funky Cold Medina?
I don't know why. This song was like super on my radar when I was young. I think it was like a rap song that my dad found funny. So we listened to it, but it's a great song. It was hard to find a 1989 song about drinking because the field's like open. You can't like Google that.
Right.
So I was like, what the hell? But yeah. And then the third verse, he goes, back in the saddle looking for a little affection. I took a shot as a contestant on The Love Connection, going on a game show. The audience voted, and you know they picked the winner. I took my date to the Hilton for Medina and some dinner. She had a few drinks. I'm thinking soon what I'll be getting. Instead, she started talking about plans for our wedding. I said, wait, slow down, love. Not so fast. I'll be seeing ya. That's why I found you. Don't play around with a Funky Cold Medina. I don't really get that one, but
sure.
Too much Medina. Went from lust to love.
Well.
Overdosed on the Medina. That is Tone Lock. And that ends our 1989 birth year theme. I have the theme for next week lined up. Really would like some, give me some themes for songs. Should I just go 19?
Themes for songs.
This is the best song in the world.
I thought I had a theme the other day, and I just blew it.
Man, it's really, we've really pigeonholed ourselves because once you have the theme, then it's like, all right, I need a song.
Well, our days already have themes. If you start trying to theme the themes, you're getting in too deep, man.
Yeah, but it's more fun for me. I'd rather have a weekly theme than the daily themes, but I don't think we can scratch the daily themes. So,
well, we already have the daily theme.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to try and do both.
You.
Yeah. Well, if we're picking songs, the daily themes, it's still just like way open.
Yeah, you're trying to double theme, though. That's tough.
Well, I would like to put it to a vote that I can do a weekly theme and scrap the daily themes because songs about drinking are really hard to find.
Are you kidding me? Every song's about drinking.
That's what you think.
All right.
That's what you would think. And then you got to resort to Baby It's Cold Outside and Funky Cold Medina, which are about getting the girl all drugged up to sleep with you. which is bad. We don't condone that.
Drugged up? Does it say drugged?
Well, I mean, she's drinking something that she's not aware that she's drinking that's going to turn her in love with the guy. I think that.
I thought it was just he got her a drink and then he was like, yeah, I could tell that she was drinking. She was feeling it a little bit. She was feeling me.
Nah.
I didn't think there was any roofie connotations there.
The girls are all around, but none of them want to get with me. My threads are fresh, and I'm looking deaf. Yo, what's up? Have some drinks with some no-name chump when I'm standing at the Star. So then his friend goes, his friend is getting all the chicks. He goes, why are you so fly? He said, Funky Cold Medina. The brother told me a secret on how to get more chicks. Put a little Medina in your glass, and the girls come real quick. Oh, so he's drinking it to make himself look better.
Yeah, it's a confidence booster.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm totally wrong. Everything I said is a wash. This whole show is stupid, and that's the end of the show.
That's the end of the show. Sorry for you trying to make us think that we're listening to a song about roofing people when it's just about having a little self-confidence.
Yeah. Wow. I can't believe this.
Sorry, bud.
I want to give me some Funky Cold Medina. Just whiskey?
That Funky Cold Medina.
Good song. Old school rap was a little funky. I like that shit.
How many bars must have had a drink named the Funky Cold Medina?
In 1989 or 1990?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it must have been a sad day in like 94, 95. They're like, I think we got to pull the Funky Cold Medina. Nobody's into it anymore. The song's like not cool at all anymore.
What color are you picturing the Funky Cold Medina drink?
My instinct jumps to blue.
Okay.
But I could see, I don't know, I could also see an orange.
I thought green, but now I just Googled Funky Cold Medina and all the drinks that are like, there's some pictures of drinks and they're blue. So there you go.
There you go.
This one looks like some people made it, and it was Smirnoff, Curacao, Southern Comfort, and cranberry juice.
I've got some blue Curacao here. Made a festive drink once. I forget what it was.
I would not like this drink.
No.
No.
But I think it's 1989, 1990. You roll off a plane. You're going on a vacation in the Bahamas. You're going to some beachy place, and you pull up to that cool beach bar, and they go, hey, you got to try the Funky Cold Medina. Yeah. I'm going to need all of the Funky Cold Medina.
We should get into the beverage game, make up our own version of Funky Cold Medina.
And there's got to be some copyright stuff there, but sure.
No, we'll make it the Spunky Warm Jakey.
Yeah, I don't think people would connect that, so that's good for us.
That's great. There's no copyright risk, and there's probably no risk of selling any either. Because having to fulfill orders would suck. Yeah,
we're in, but we're out of the beverage game.
Yeah, that was quick. That was really quick in and out that we just did there. How was the rest of your day yesterday? Did it pick up? You had a rough start. Tuesday slipped into Wednesday. You were a little frustrated. Your computer was being a dick. How'd the rest of the day go? I caught up with you. We recorded Talking Yanks, but I didn't really get a full.
Computer was wrestling me a little bit, and then I looked into some alternate sources of income. So if anyone wants to Venmo me a lot of money so I don't have to do some of those things, I'd be fine with that.
What's your Venmo?
Yeah, might charge a scooter or two on the side. Save up, buy something real nice. And then, big thing that I'm excited for, Jim, and I don't know if people will be able to listen to it before the time is up, but the other thing that I'm a big fan of that I mentioned, I think towards the end or the start of Jomboy Radio, excuse me, One and Done Fantasy Golf is starting up, Jim, and I enjoy that a lot.
What do you mean by one and done fantasy golf?
So it's you pick a golfer each week, and it's the golfer you think is going to win or do really well in the tournament, but you only get to use them once.
Oh, okay. So it's like Survivor for NFL.
Yeah, more or less, without like a kill shot that you
Yeah.
get out of the league. But yeah, I mean it's just kind of cool. I enjoy throwing on the Sunday golf, and
Yeah.
I mean, the tournaments you don't care about, you still don't care about, but it's fun because it's that in like 10 minutes a week, you can be like fully versed on another sport, basically.
Yo, that's why a lot of people say golf is boring and stuff like that. And just think of it like you don't have to be a diehard fan of golf, but we should actually bring some golf updates to the national news. I'm excited about that because, like you said, especially in college or just lounging around on weekends, golf is a real easy casual sport.
Yeah, you just have to breathe.
You can tune in for the back end, the back nine on Sunday, every competition end, and you'll enjoy it as long as you understand like the storylines and you know what I mean. And it's pretty simple to understand the storylines. So it is a real good casual. You can nap, you can wake up, you can just follow along lightly and be pretty well versed, like you said.
Yeah, and I mean I because there's guys that are long ball hitters, guys that are good with the irons, guys that are good around the greens, and each tournament set up that way. So basically, you read like 2-3 internet articles, you're pretty well versed in it, and then when that Sunday hangover rolls around, if your guy's in the mix, you're like, I'll check it out for a minute.
Are you in a league, or you to do a league with strangers on the internet?
A league. Sheedy runs one.
Should we look into running some sort of fun thing like that for Jomboy and Jake Radio? I mean, this is kind of behind the scenes question.
Kind of, yes. I thought about this the other day. Yeah, like we should, but
we should definitely 100% do March Madness. I'll set up the ESPN brackets and we'll give the Jomboy Jake Radio listeners the like entrance.
And we did March Madness with Yankees people last year too. Combine it all.
Yeah, but the Jomboy Jake Radio is a tighter, where there's smaller people. But I think we should. We'll have one award. We can do both. But
we'll get some things out there. Yeah.
All right. Interesting. And if there's anyone that would want to join, like our own, I want to do some stuff like that. I think that's fun for the listeners and us. Because right now it's a little tight knit community, kind of. Love it to be a large knit community. But
large knit.
Yeah, large knit. That's my grandma's been working on her large knits for years, but she just broke her wrist, so knitting's taking a back seat. She looks better. I went and visited her yesterday. I see her every day, but she looks better. So yeah, grandma's doing good.
Good.
Broke her nose, broke her wrist, had to get stitches in her face.
How
burglar came.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I have to see a movie today for Six Pack Cinema, and usually I like that, but I really don't want to see this movie. So then I'm in a real personal bind.
You're just gonna say a movie? Come on, what are you doing?
What?
What movie?
Oh, I'm getting there. I don't want to see it, so I'm in a personal bind. It's Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, the cartoon.
Okay.
So like, I don't want to be the curmudgeon because I don't like animated stuff. I had never liked animated stuff my entire life. But I understand that makes me sound like such a pretentious jerk.
Right.
So like I get that, but I also like, what am I going to do? My brain can't buy into animation.
You don't like The Lion King?
Okay, so I do like Lion King. It's not a clear cut. There are like maybe 5 that have like slipped through. So I'm hoping Spider-Verse can slip through.
Yeah, there you go. We just got it together, brother.
But like, taking 3 hours in the middle of a weekday to go see a movie when I'm trying to work a lot really is a bummer. So I gotta work that in because I got a lot of things to do, Jake. Got a lot of things to do. Yesterday I went for a run / I walked and then I ran 2 blocks and then I walked and then I ran 2 blocks and I walked and I ran 2 blocks. Because I got to get outdoors.
Got to get outdoors.
It's like a big fight with me though. Go outside. It was cold out. It was nice. My headphones kept falling out. It was pissing me off.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It was pissing me right off.
Got to get in the wireless game.
I know my birthday's coming up, so that's what I'm asking for, the AirPods or whatever. They say that they don't fall out, but I saw some videos of people running with them in. Seems like they would fall out, and then they're not connected to a cord, so then I would have to stop running and pick them up, and it would be more annoying, but what do I know?
Luckily you don't run.
Well, I was running yesterday, so I just said to you.
I mean, for you it's running. For, the average American, looks like a slow guy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm bad at jogging because my body just wants to sprint. And like, so when I run with Kitty, she's like, you don't need to go that fast. You can just like jog for a long amount of time. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Like, I just sprint for 2 blocks, then I'm terribly winded for 5 blocks. It's a hockey mentality. On for 1 minute, off for 3 minutes. On for 1 minute, off for 3 minutes.
I like it.
Yeah. But so I'm trying to do that. I was like, we're going to spring training in a month. Feel like a bag of shit. I'd like to just feel a little lighter on my feet when we get down to Florida and it's hot and like we're wearing warm clothes, but it's not going to happen. But I'll make an attempt. Like I did the cleanse. I'll make an attempt to start running more. I just fucking.
What's going on with the cleanse? You haven't talked about that in forever.
I ended it. I did 5 days straight, so it was like a nice reboot. And now I'm just eating healthier than I was over the holidays.
Good, man.
Yeah. Yesterday was tough because I had meals bought for me. Katie was feeling down, so we went and got lunch at the place next door. Real good breakfast omelets, though. And then my aunt was over helping my grandma, and she bought Italian food, and that was unhealthy.
Right.
But we're good. So, all right. Got our days in? Do some sports. Let's do some sports. Here are the Tri-State update. The Nets beat the Hawks, and that's all I wrote last night. I should have wrote more. On day 10 of their coaching search, and after interviewing 8 candidates, the Jets hire Adam Gase as their new coach. Walk Hill Valley beat Sussex Tech, and Jamie Struble led the team, leading 15 points. Noah Syndergaard has left 8 comments on Jeannie Bouchard's Instagram post. Woo! That was the news in the New York Post. So nothing going on, but Jets hired their coach.
Your guy, the guy you wanted.
Gase. Oh, yeah, I know it's right for this fan base. Whatever the Jets fans don't want, that's what they get.
Anabaragase.
I don't know. Was this incredibly fast? Did all the coaches get hired incredibly fast? Or is the MLB offseason warping my brain?
No, I think NFL, the head coaching stuff moves quickly. Well, a couple of these jobs were available before the season ended, so teams already could start their search. But B, I know this is supposed to be free agency too, but it's a race to get the talent. I guess the coaching prices are going to be the coaching prices. So in baseball, that's the huge thing right now, because nobody knows if Manny Machado is going to get $225 million or $350 million. With the coaches, the price is going to be the price. You just want to make sure you get your guy. You don't want to be sitting there for a week thinking, and then the Jets are like, "No, we'll take Gase."
Yeah, that makes sense. And you have to get the coach before you do other moves and stuff, because that's like the head of the pyramid,
right?
But this seemed fast. It seemed kind of weird to me. Like everyone was like, "Oh," and McCarthy's now left jobless. He's not going to coach in 2019.
Yeah, he's chosen to sit out.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know, Mike.
That reminds me of the joke, the Drew Carey show. What was the gross girl from Drew Carey? Mimi. Drew Carey said, Mimi said she's been single. She's chosen to be single. And Drew Carey goes, "No, not your choice."
Yeah. And
then everyone laughs.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And it is tough because we talked about how it'd be good because he'd be stable, which is true, and the Jets can use a little bit of that. But also you've had some bad teams with one of the best players ever. So I don't know.
I love when cliches, when you see cliches like really, really the reason why they're a cliche and it's so true. And the NFL being a copycat league, I know that phrase is washed out and everyone says it now, but it's so spot on. Like everyone wants it's really funny because I understand you, dude. Everyone says that's not analysis anymore. Like everyone knows this,
right?
But to continuously see the league just be a copycat league is wild. Everyone wants the offensive-minded young head coach. Defensive guys aren't really getting the new hires right now, and everyone just searching for this new guy. And I read a tweet like, "Why does no one want Doug Peterson? Why is no one looking for that style coach? Everyone's looking for." What are their names? Young guy, Sean.
They want McVay.
McVay and Shanahan. Yeah, I was blanking on him. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, so, that is true. I mean, Peterson is an offensive guy, but he's not young, and that's what I mean. My Broncos. I guess I could mention it in the Natty news. I didn't write it down because I didn't think people want to hear about it, but we could talk about it. But yeah, it's. I mean, it just makes. It makes half sense. Like if you do the McVay Wade Phillips thing right, like it's awesome. And I think NFL coaching is getting that way, that you're basically going to have an offensive head coach and a defensive head coach. One of them is going to have slightly more power and be the head coach. But like you mentioned it the other day, man, like Jason Garrett kind of does it right. Jason Garrett is just the overseer. He's got his guy to run the offense. He's got his guy to run the defense. He's going to be the overview guy. Mm-hmm. And if he has to say something, he says something. But I mean, that's kind of the way to do it. I mean, if it works, but it's just interesting. Like I got into some, I don't want to say heated discussions about the Cliff Kingsbury stuff, which I think people thought it was a hot take, and I was like, no, it was all over, like a lot of ESPN personalities. Some I like and some I don't like. I mean, they were all saying it because there's a chance Cliff is good and he can run the offense well. But he was a bad head coach in college. He was 35-40. He was the worst coach at Texas Tech in 30 years.
Yeah, but his ability to win over the room, he's the best, and it shows. He can get any job he wants, and then he'll get fired when he can't perform. But he can nail interviews.
And then the counter argument to that was, well, if you only bring him in as a coordinator, you know, he could be good and then he could leave you after 1 year. And I'm like, that's a much better consequence than making him your head coach and being terrible for another year or two. So I don't know. And I mean, so Jimmy, everyone's looking at the McVay thing with Wade Phillips and being like, oh, that's awesome. Like that's how we want it to look from here on out. People forget. The Cleveland Browns this year was a power struggle between, well, even taking out Hugh Jackson, it was between Greg Williams, the dick offensive coordinator, I'm blanking on his name right now. But if you do it wrong, the whole thing turns into a power struggle, which, you know, there's not a big history of success with that in the NFL. So I don't know. It's I'm sure one or two more of them will hit. I'm sure a couple more of them won't hit.
Yeah. You know what's kind of cool about NFL coaches in a respectful way? They really put in the time to get there. A lot of them, like in baseball, Aaron Boone was a player, becomes a coach. You have a lot of guys that play, they've been around the game, then they become a coach, you know? Like Dave Roberts, a lot of them, Eric Hinch, all of these guys. Adam Gase, and there's a lot of stories like this, and it's kind of for basketball too, like Brad Stevens' path is similar to this. But Adam Gase, while in college, worked as an undergraduate at Michigan State as assistant to the coaching staff. He was still a student. Then he followed Saban to LSU in 2000 and was a graduate assistant. Then he was a recruiting assistant at LSU. Then he moved to the Lions as a scouting assistant, offensive assistant. Then in 2007 becomes the quarterback coach. That's 8 years into his coaching career. 2008, offensive assistant. wide receivers coach for the Broncos, quarterbacks coach, offensive coordinator in 2013. So finally, that's like a position of stature. And then 2015, offensive coordinator, whatever. You get what I'm trying to say. Like, that's putting in time. So I don't care if he's a bad head coach or you don't want him. I think just that's respectable than the MLB where it's like, oh, you played a little, here you go.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing right now. Picture though, if you're a 50-year-old guy that's gone through all that stuff and you thought you were lining up for your first job, but now all these 37, 38, 39-year-olds are the more sexier candidate because they're younger and they do relate to the players, which is what baseball's doing. So it'll be interesting to see it play out.
I wonder, so like he never even played football in college is what it looks like. I wonder if there's any MLB manager that never played baseball in college. I don't think there is.
Who are you referencing that never played?
Gase?
Adam Gase?
It said he started coaching in college.
I don't know.
So I was thinking that he didn't play. But maybe he played in high school.
Yeah, or maybe he was at Michigan State playing and then tapped out. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's pretty interesting. Baseball, there's some managers that never played in the MLB, but they played in the minor leagues. Terry Collins, Buck Showalter, they never made it to the MLB. Joe Madden, but they played in the minors. But pretty interesting that other sports you don't even have to be able to play in college. You can play.
And Jimmy, sometimes timing is everything in life. He was just an assistant on the Michigan State coaching staff when their head coach, Nick Saban, left to LSU, and he followed him there. So
yep. Crazy.
You do it right.
Crazy. All right, let's go to the national storylines.
A lot of quarterbacks in football on here, Jim. I'll start with the baseball. Yes, buddy, Grandal signs with your Milwaukee Brewers. Interesting move. The Brewers were getting a lot of shit for not doing anything this offseason, and now they do this move, and it's like, does timing matter anymore? Why do people care? This could be a big move for them. Lot of football, Jimmy. We got coaches, quarterbacks. Kyler Murray to declare for the NFL draft. Very interesting. Sean Payton tries to motivate the boys with money and a trophy. Been there. Alabama quarterback Jalen Hurts. Hurts so good. He's looking to transfer, Jim. Broncos hire Vic Fangio. Vic Fangs. Gary Kubiak will be his offensive coordinator. And Freddie Kitchens promoted to become the new head coach of the Browns.
I love this show. What's that?
We missed it. Who's Jeannie Bouchard?
She's, I think, a tennis player that she made a bet with like a kid about the.
Oh, that's her. And then they went on like 2.5 days.
Yeah. And the New York Post said there was an article. Syndergaard's been leaving comments on her Instagram. It's like, oh, who cares?
Nice.
Syndergaard's athlete funny. Like his Instagram, people love it, and it's not funny. It's like BuzzFeed.
I feel that he gets too much credit for doing not too much. They could. I hope they fall in love and have a kid. Jimmy, your boy Kyler declares for the NFL draft.
Yeah, where's this? What's this change? Do you think this is smart? Is he going to be? Where's he going to land? What effect does this have?
Jimmy, at first, I thought it was just kind of your casual, like, I mean, again, like, what does he have to lose? I mean, he can just announce this, go through some of the process, and if he hears something he likes, I mean, I guess you can make a move. But, Jim, our buddy, Cliff Kingsbury, and I'm texting you this right now, on October 28th of this year, and I mean, he was coaching Tech, he said, I would take Kyler Murray with the first pick in the draft if I could. Cliff Kingsbury is now the Arizona Cardinals head coach with the first pick in the draft.
That is so funny that he said that, and it was probably he just said it flippantly, just as like a hyperbolic, trying to play up his dude, talking about how much he loves him. And now it comes down to put your money where your mouth was. You better take them.
So, I mean, it's a little bit of Kyler playing, I think playing a little bit of chicken, but I mean, dude, look how well Baker looked out. So I mean, with how spread offenses are now, you could be a shorter quarterback. I mean, the thing that terrifies me is he'd be slight for a running back. I mean, the guy might weigh 185. I mean, at least Baker and Russell Wilson, they're stout. They can take a hit. I mean, the NFL guys are big.
Is Kyler Murray not playing? He's not playing baseball. He's playing football.
So I think he said when he announced this, he wants to do both, which sounds nice, Jim, but it could never actually work. Because if your baseball team is in a playoff race, that's September, October. I mean, imagine this guy wanting to be on your Yankees, Jim, and we want to compete for titles.
How did Bo do it?
I mean, you could research a little bit, but I like Deion obviously leaned football over baseball. And I mean, you can get by because, I mean, for Deion Sanders, it was kind of easy, right? Because he was a cornerback and he was essentially a pinch runner. He was an outfielder, but the football game was on Sunday. His job was to be a cornerback and guard the guy in front of him. I mean, Kyler Murray's your quarterback. He's going to miss what? All of training camp? All of September? Is he going to sit out the September Sunday baseball games but not go to any of the practices? To me, the logistics just aren't there. That being said, I mean, if he loves football, then do it. But I don't think you can do both, man.
I'm trying to think how they did it. It looks like
Again,
that. This says
Bo Jackson's a running back. I mean, run right, run left. I know it's not that basic, but if you know the playbook, you go out and execute.
I think he played baseball every day, and then he would go play football on Sunday. That's insane.
Right. Which, again, you have to be an absolute freak to do that, and
if you're a quarterback, you cannot do both. I agree with you. And that's not really – that's like it should be obvious.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe – yeah, I don't know. Because, I mean, Bo Jackson, he's only got one season of 130-plus games. So, I mean, I'd have to look at that a little bit more. He finished 10th in the MVP voting that year. That's insane. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's the thing. When my kind of elevator speech is like, wow, I mean, good for Kyler if he can do it, if he can do it. I don't think he can do both. And I think he's not even the short thing. I just think he's scrawny for what you need as a quarterback. But I don't know, man. I know it's an interesting debate because, Jimmy, if he could be the number one pick in the football draft, and then you could get one contract after that as a quarterback, I mean, you're in the money. That's the whole thing with baseball, or it used to be, I should say. I mean, dude, look at the money that guys like Stafford, Dalton get. If Kyler Murray can be that, I mean, the risk of football isn't what it used to be. So I don't know.
Okay. Listen to this story.
Sure.
Deion Sanders. Oh, my God. Deion Sanders, okay? 25 years ago, 26 years ago now. He started his day with the Atlanta Falcons playing a 1 o'clock kickoff against the Miami Dolphins. In that game, the Dolphins won 21-17. Sanders returned 2 kicks and a punt, caught a pass for 9 yards, and was part of the Falcons' defensive unit charged with holding Dan Marino led offense in check. Immediately after the game, Sanders boarded a flight to Pittsburgh, followed by a helicopter ride to Three Rivers Stadium to join the Braves for Game 5 of the 1992 NLCS against the Pirates. He arrived still dressed for Miami weather and not 53-degree game temperature in Pittsburgh. Sometimes you have to suffer for fashion. So he's in shorts. Though Sanders did not see the field for that game, he found other ways to contribute to the Braves' effort. It's just pictures of him giving people massages in the dugout. Had Sanders appeared in the game, he would have been the first person to play in games of 2 major professional sports in the same day. Unfortunately, the 7-1 loss to the Pirates didn't provide any opportunities right for Sanders' contributions as a pinch runner, pinch hitter, or defensive replacement. He did it.
You gotta put him in the game. Is that Bobby Cox?
Yeah.
Gotta put him in the game.
You have to put him in the game. 9th inning, like defensive replacement. Who cares?
Yeah.
Or 8th inning, whatever, because you're losing. Man, that would have been awesome. The fact that they even attempted it is crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
I mean, again, like I end up sounding like a Buzz Killington. Like I just don't think the reality of it is there. But I mean, I support all of it that's about to play out.
Who would like to hear a story about a bridge?
The bridge.
The Sean Payton story is awesome.
Really cool. Like, and when you think about guys you want to play for, and you picture NFL people, like, and who they would want to play for. Like, is this not the coolest? your coach, who's been stern but fair all year, rolls in money, security guards, and the Lombardi Trophy. It says, you want this? Win 3 games.
Win 3 games. Because that's their bonus. $225K is the bonus if they win the Super Bowl. How do you get the trophy?
There's a bunch of them.
Do you think you just got a replica?
No, I think they make a new one every year.
Oh, okay. So maybe you just got the past one.
Yeah, I don't think there's just one.
That's interesting.
Maybe there is. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Stanley Cup's the only one that there's just one.
Right.
Otherwise, I feel like we'd know about it.
There only one World Series trophy?
I don't think so, because those things break. I mean, one time the flag broke off it. The Red Sox just broke it. But I have no idea.
A new Vince Lombardi trophy is made every year.
Okay. So he went.
Did have that.
So he went and got the Lombardi Trophy before when the Saints won. Wheeled it into the locker.
Got one out of the closet.
Yo, that's awesome. I mean, listen, from the outside looking in, you could be like, that's corny, that's stupid, whatever, and that's going to backfire. But when you're in that locker room and your coach fucking does that, you're whooping and hollering like, like it's a great
coach
move.
rolls in. Security guards, $225K, Super Bowl trophy. I mean, that's a go nuts thing.
You think Peyton thought of this years ago and has been sitting on it?
Maybe. It's an interesting thing, right? Because you can't do this every year.
I'm like rooting more for the Saints now because I want this to come true. Because if he does it, like you said, you can't do it next year. Like you did it. This is the year that you did it.
Like you could do variations of it. Like you could do if your team is this good again, like one day at practice, they're running wind sprints and Sean Payton's like on the sideline in a hot tub with like a cigar and the money and the trophy. And he's like, oh, you guys want this? Well, you better keep running.
It's a great move. It's fantastic. Grandal to the Brewers for a 1-year deal.
Yeah. Do you want to say anything about that?
Nope.
Okay.
Does it suck for our boy Kratzy the King?
Yeah, I think so. There was classic Twitter comments. They were like, "Wow, that's a lot of money to back up Kratzy." But yeah, it's really I'm interested to see what everyone said because dude, people were ripping the Brewers because they hadn't made a move yet, and then it's like, oh, they signed a premier catcher, but it just happened later. So I want to see if those guys are still mad. The other thing that's kind of nuts, Jim, he turned down 1 year, 17.9 from the Dodgers. He got 1 year, 18.4 from the Brewers, but he supposedly turned down like 4 years, 50 plus from the Mets. So I don't know, man. Baseball's in a weird spot.
Yeah, more people are saying the word strike more and more now.
Yeah, I think Brody pulled a strong Brody move though. They're basically saying like Grandal went back and was like, "So what's your guys' offer?" And he's like, "No, man, I pulled it." Or they signed Ramos.
Yeah,
So,
well, I bet he went to the Brewers and was like, "Listen, you just have to give me more than the qualifying offer I turned down. Like, I just can't be embarrassed."
yeah,
So they gave him $500,000 just to go over that spot.
a little bit more. Yeah, and then Broncos hired Vic Fangio. He's the Bears defensive coordinator. So if he could do it with Khalil Mack and them, hopefully he can do it with Von Miller and those guys. And they bring in back Kubiak to be only the offensive coordinator. Again, one of these things that sounds kind of good. Could also be a power struggle. I like it a lot because the Broncos can make the defense their strength again. And then, dude, the Browns hired Freddie Kitchens, which isn't giant news, but he was, he was the offensive coordinator that was good with Baker, so you just let that ride. They get rid of Greg Williams. Jimmy, the thing that I thought was really interesting, the stat was flying around yesterday, but I think the last 8 coaches that were promoted from within were not re-signed for an extension off of that contract.
That's interesting.
So, yeah.
Also interesting, Adam Gase was working with Freddie Kitchens underneath Nick Saban at LSU in 2000. Then he went to Bill Parcells. Freddie Kitchens is a fantastic name. That is that man's birth name.
Yeah, that's a good name.
It's a lot of people's nicknames, probably. Oh, Freddie Kitchens. Always cooking. No, that's his birth name. Freddie Kitchens.
That's his name. And yeah, I guess the closing off on the Gase and all the other stuff. Well, yeah, this probably should have been Northeast, but whatever. The Jets fire Rex, Bills hire Rex. The Dolphins fired Bowles, the Jets hired Bowles. The Jets fired Tannenbaum, the Dolphins hired Tannenbaum. The Dolphins fired Gase, the Jets hired Gase.
So it's just a clusterfuck of rotating coaches.
So why aren't they mixing up the talent? And Belichick is just cruising through these people over and over.
Yeah, it's interesting. Oh, they know the league. Yeah, they're bad at knowing the league.
Yeah, they know how to get beat.
That's the half. Man, we've been doing long first halves. Have we been talking about sports too much?
Flowing, natural, feeling the flow, riding the bull.
Get in the hole. All right, you got anything halftime?
Kevin Nealon, underrated all time.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people wouldn't put him on any list, but I like Kevin Nealon. He does a YouTube show where hiking with Kevin Nealon, and it's just him holding a GoPro and hiking, but he gets Conan, you got Jack Black. It's interesting sometimes.
All the celebrities that are in that age group, I don't know how to lump it, but Adam Sandler, Kevin Nealon, Conan O'Brien, Jack Black. Now that they can do these podcasts and do something
on their own,
like Kevin Nealon holding a GoPro and them hiking, they're loving it.
Yeah, they've had structure and networks and limitations for so long.
Right.
And now they're not even hunting the money. So they're let's just do our own shit.
Yeah.
Jack Black started a YouTube.
It's just you and a GoPro? Yeah, I'm coming through.
Jack Black started a YouTube channel that has already has some high number of millions, or maybe 1 million 24-hour subscribers, and didn't post any videos yet.
Yeah, he's ready to go though.
Ready to go. Here we go.
I read the news today, oh boy, and though the news was rather sad, but I just had to laugh. Well, it's 6 o'clock. Time for the news.
They caught the infamous doorbell liquor man. He is put in jail. Stranded seals are wreaking havoc in Canada, and a former LSU lineman has his leg amputated after getting shot by a dog. A gang of goats runs roughshod over neighborhood, and a store shut down after 6 women got in a fight.
I read the news today, oh boy, and though the news was rather sad.
Oh. Hey, what do you like, Jake? What you like? What do you like? What do you like? What do you like? What story you want to do first?
Seals wreaking havoc.
Oh yeah,
a fun couple of words there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, seals are wreaking havoc in a Canadian town. Dozens of seals have become stranded in a Canadian town, blocking traffic and the entrances to homes and businesses. Two of the animals, Roddickton Bide Arm, oh, that's the name of the town. Get better town names, Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Two of the animals died after being struck by a car. There are concerns others will starve to death. It is against Canadian law to interfere with marine mammals such as seals. What? Help them out, dudes. The creatures became stranded after nearby waters suddenly froze over last week, preventing their return to the ocean. Experts say the speed at which the bay froze may have disoriented the animals and caused them to move inland instead of towards open waters. So there's pictures here. There's just seals everywhere. Wow, that's a bummer. They're probably gonna freeze
it's
to
like
death.
I think I don't want us to look into it because if it doesn't end up happy, I don't want to know. But I'm gonna assume that
They all die.
5 guys in Roddickton, Bide Arm, Newfoundland are gonna get their trucks together and bring these seals out to the ocean.
Free Willy situation is going to put them in the back of their truck bed, spray some
what's
water
the
on them.
alternate? These seals are just gonna die around town.
Oh yeah, well, Canada's got a rule; they're not allowed to interfere. If the seals are dumb enough to swim the wrong way, then they got to die. That's Canadian rule. You wouldn't think it was, but it says it's against Canadian law to interfere with marine mammals.
It's a little Darwinism. I bet they'll get loud enough around Newfoundland that they'll help these bad boys out.
I don't know.
The police safely returned a seal to the ocean.
Yeah, just one. There's a lot. This picture's
Canadian lawbreakers, man.
There's one picture I'm looking at shows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 seals just in one picture. A lot of seals, man. I hope that's not noisy as hell. I don't know what a dying seal sounds like, but if that's a terrible sound,
definitely noisy.
Just want to come over to my house? No, man. I don't want to listen to those dying seals anymore. It's a bummer.
Yeah, this is a real catch-22 because if it's one seal, I mean, you have the Darwin aspect. Like, dude,
They had that last winter.
You're not supposed to keep up with the gang, bro. Like, I got bad news for you. But at the same time, then it's kind of like a heartwarming thing. Then the town's like, let's bring him in. We'll make him the town seal. These are like too many seals.
Too many seals. You're getting invaded.
We split the gap between Darwinism and too many seals.
Yeah. There was a dead seal in Lavalette on the beach last winter. And they like posted a picture and were like, hey, please don't mess with our buddy. He's sleeping here. I was like, what? That guy's dead. And I didn't realize they were being like kind of cute. He's frozen to death. If a seal freezes to death on Lavalette this year, I will go take a picture for you.
Appreciate that.
Up close and personal.
Okay? Appreciate that.
How about this LSU lineman who got shot by a dog?
Yeah, I mean, what's this all about, though?
You ever been shot by a dog?
No.
Well, it was a hunting accident. The dog pulled the trigger. He was with a group of friends duck hunting in Mississippi when a Labrador retriever named Tito jumped into the bed of an off-road vehicle and stepped on Branch's shotgun, firing a shot. The bullet hit Branch in the left thigh. The group realized quickly he was seriously injured. Now he's got no leg. Dog. Fucking dogs. Man.
I mean,
I'm no gun guy, but I think they invented the safety for a reason.
There's a safety. I mean,
dogs aren't smart enough to turn off the safety. That's why. Otherwise, dogs would rule the world if you just let the safeties off and gave the guns to the dogs. They'd join up with the seals.
You got the seals involved in this?
I'm saying the seals are invading one town. The reason we don't leave the safeties off of guns is because you don't want the dogs invading.
I'm just saying this. This happened in the morning. It looks like the police report is 9:40 a.m. I'm thinking the boys were getting going. They're excited to go hunt a little bit. There's a couple beers around. They're all bopping around, and I'm not blaming the dog. I'm gonna say this guy clipped himself and doesn't want to take responsibility for it.
Oh wow, you're saying Oh my
I
God.
think he threw Tito under the bus.
What's that?
I think he threw Tito, that's the name of the dog, under the bus.
That's terrible. I would never throw Zimmer under the bus if he shot me. I'd just shoot him right back.
Well, I'll let you guys figure that out.
Well, there's all the news today was animals taking over humans because there's this county, Mobile in Alabama. They're upset over a pack of goats just running around. Get out of here, goats, yelled Oida Herbin, a Creekside Drive resident. That's pretty funny. She just opens her door. Get out of here, goats. She often wakes up to them in her yard. They broke in my back garden in the fall and ate my blueberry bushes and ate my lima beans and ate my okra plants. Just totally demolished everything I had in my garden. It's downright disgusting. Nothing seems to help any of it. Nothing that is said to any official or any neighbor or anything like that gets anything done. So we got goats, seals, and dogs taking over people's lives. Who would you least like to get invaded by? Goats, seals, or dogs?
I think I would least like the goats.
Yeah, that's the easy answer for me.
They're noisy. They are eating all of the like plants and stuff. The goats are kind of a bad time. I think the dogs are kind of friendly. They might shoot you. The seals are loud, but I mean, they're going to be moving so slow on land after not eating for a week that it's like, oh, the seals, okay.
Yeah, the seals just die. I mean, if they're on land, if I'm getting invaded by seals in the water, I'm fucked.
They're all on F-150s right now en route to the ocean.
In Jackson, Mississippi, there's an aspect of this story that's terrible. 6 women were in a fight, all right, and they were just throwing cantaloupes and produce at each other. So it's like a food fight in the produce section.
Sure.
A security guard at a grocery store in Jackson, Mississippi. So picture a security guard that works at a grocery store in Jackson, Mississippi. What are you picturing?
I've got 2 images, Jim.
All right.
I think you and I mutually have like this like big sloppy guy.
Okay. Yeah, that's not my first image.
Maybe shirt's kind of untucked on the side. He definitely waddles, and I mean he's close to like 350 pounds.
Okay.
On the opposite side of that, I have the opposite guy. I have a security guard who's like $130, 5'4", but he's the security guard at the grocery store in town.
All right. I just have an old man who's just saying hi and bye to people. Like,
oh, you an old man? Okay.
Like, just like a retired cop who's just being friendly and like, nothing really. There's no real need for security at the grocery store. Maybe some shoplifters every now and then, but really like a Walmart greeter. That's what I was picturing.
Yeah, I don't know, but
me neither.
Yeah.
But security guard was injured when he tried to break up the fight. They smashed a glass bottle of syrup over his head, and he was taken away in an ambulance. Now that sucks that he got hurt, but like, why get involved, man? You're a security guard at a grocery store. 6 women are throwing produce and stuff. You just gotta let the cops come. Like, just call the cops.
Let that sort itself out.
I'm not getting paid minimum wage to get in the middle of this hell.
Maybe there's a lot of fights there. I don't know. Man, glass syrup container over the head. You think that's the first time that's ever happened?
In a grocery store? Maybe. But now where's the fight taking place? Why is there a glass bottle of syrup next to the cantaloupes and produce?
I mean, that's kind of where I'm circling around, Jim. I'm just saying whenever you've seen a glass bottle or something in a movie, we're talking glass syrup container over the dome. I don't know if that's ever happened.
I'm trying to watch the video now. It was at the Food Depot.
Food and stuff.
There's the bottle. There's some hair extensions laying on the ground. This looks like it went through multiple aisles. Wow. Oh, they have the security guard? Yeah, they have them. Okay, so not out of shape. Not out of shape. I can't get an age read here. Wow, dude. Looks like he's just like a 40-something-year-old in shape, normal guy. Wow.
I want to watch the video.
It's got automatic noise. I think you're going to hate it. The website.
Perfect.
A lot of the websites we go to are shit. All right. Now, moving on to the next segment of the show, Jake.
Yes.
Bet of the day.
Bet of the day. It's the bet of the day. Go a little Levitard.
All right, so yesterday, Jake and I both hit our bet. We're both 1-0. Jake had it right that South Florida was going to cover the spread. I agreed with him correctly. So we were both 1-0. Now, Jake can take credit for the Temple, but unofficially it won't go on the scoreboard. But you can say it, because what happened, Jake?
So I originally, we're like, oh, we'll do a fun bet of the day segment. We're not promising we're winning you money, but there's a chance at the end of the month I could be 20% right. So if you just fade me, you could be printing money. So first night I'm like, hey, let's hit ourselves some Temple. Unfortunately, Temple played the next day, and they ended up covering, but I got scared. They took down undefeated Houston, one of the 3 remaining undefeated basketball teams. Now it's down to 2 because it didn't add up right. Houston hadn't played anyone. Temple solid, coaching their last year. They do it, and then the actual bet of the day. So I'm taking like a half point for that because I ended up bailing just because it was the next day and I got scared and there was too much money and lives on the line. That I took USF minus 9.5 against your Tulane Green Wave. Final 66-48, free money. USF is better. I saw them play against my UConn Huskies. Tulane is like a really bad team. USF's solid. They might be in the NIT this year, Jim.
All right, so what's your bet today?
Bet of the day.
And you can give yourself a half point, but the official scoreboard will not show the half point.
Oh, and I get that, Jim. I get that.
Bet of the day, bet of the day. Is that the ditty?
I think so. I like it.
All right. Who's a musician out there? Go record that for us. And we'll use it on the show every day.
Jimmy, I'd say I was looking at the pros, but I didn't like any of the professional basketball games. So we're going to keep it college.
Okay.
We're going to keep it with an undefeated basketball team.
Uh-oh. You're getting caught up in themes now.
The number 2 Michigan, 15-0. They're hosting the Fighting Illini of Illinois. So Jimmy, there's a lot of moving parts here. Michigan, number 2 team in the country, 15-0.
Yep.
Illinois is 4-11.
Illinois is bad.
4-11, but they've played a lot of good teams and played them kind of solidly. So our line is at 9.5. And I'm going to go with my heart, and I'm going to say Michigan does it. I just think I think this line wants you to think like I did with Temple, that like, oh, it's at Temple, it's at Illinois. They're going to really put up a fight. This game means a lot to them. I just don't think Illinois has the talent. 4-11, your season's out the window. 15-0 Michigan comes up. They're going to go up like 8 or 10 early, run away with it. Michigan covers 9.5.
Okay. They lost to Ohio State by 10. Illinois did. They most recently lost to Northwestern by 2. They lost to Indiana, a ranked team, by 8. So it seems like that 8-10 range. They lost to Missouri by 16, it looks like.
Lost to Notre Dame by 2. That's what they kind of keep it close. They lost to Gonzaga, the number 3 team in the country, by 6. So it is kind of weird, Jimmy. I'm a little freaked out, but I think the Sharps have overthought this one.
And it's in Illinois.
Oh yeah.
And where was Illinois' last game?
Ooh. I like hearing what you like looking at.
It was at
Illinois' last game was at Northwestern.
Okay, so they're coming home for their big game. That's a big difference in mentality when you're like, all right, we're home now. Now let's do our thing. I'm going to say that Illinois I'm going to say Michigan doesn't cover. They're going to win.
Will be undefeated tomorrow.
Yeah, well, that's why I did it. I didn't want us on the same bet again. And it's fine. I was teetering. I was teetering like a toddler. So what pushed me over the edge is it's more interesting if we're against each other for this one.
Okay. Well,
and I'm not going to take pride in my bets at all.
No.
Because you're the one.
Either, hopefully.
No, you're the one picking them.
Our bets.
You're the one picking them out of thin air, so they're more. It holds more weight. Your record holds more weight. Yeah. All right, that is the end of that. That's the end of the show. Thank you very much for listening. Do we have anything else to do or say? CCSU plays Fairleigh Dickinson tonight. The Rangers play the Islanders. Does UConn play?
UConn does play tonight. I thought about them. They're favored over SMU, and they really need a win. They're favored by 1.5. I thought about it, but I just can't trust them right now. If they win this game, the season can still play out, and they can still have some fun. If they lose this game, man, they are DED dead.
DED dead. We also got a Talking Yanks coming out today, and Gonzaga is playing my sister and brother-in-law's alma mater, Pacific.
Yeah, I thought about taking that game just because I knew you'd like that fun fact, or you like saying that fun fact.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys very much. Thank you guys very much for listening. We'll see you tomorrow. See ya. Funky Cold Medina. Thanks for watching live, whoever's here.